those. So...
A sty?
A sty.
Yeah.
On your eye.
A sty on my eye.
That's what it is.
I'm so glad it was just that and it went because, you know...
Yeah, I've had them.
First time you see it, like what?
Yeah. No, if like I say, if I get one, it lasts about 5 minutes. No more than 10 minutes. The best thing, don't touch it and it'll just go.
I can't believe, so you see it rise. I mean, what sort of perception of time does your body live in?
I would feel it and I would think there was something in my eye. And I'd be rubbing it. And then I'd go and look. And I got to learn, it's one of those things again. It was if I was a bit run down or stressed. And if you leave it alone, it's gone within 10 minutes for me. So it's literally just like, I'm going to make an appearance, poof. Oh, no, I'm gone again. So just leave it alone.
I knew it would be gone like instantly because I was saying like the
Yeah.
body is just so quick on healing, like the mouth and the eyes because of survival, and you know we need to eat and see what we're eating.
Yes.
So the body, like as soon as you get something, do you mean?
I know.
I knew the body would just like destroy it immediately. I think it's just infection, man. Working, I get like what lot of money I'm dealing with every day. I get money on my hands, and if I'm rubbing my eye, I always forget to wash my hands after work, even though I mean to, but I always forget.
Yeah.
Do you mean? And then I rub my eye, and I'm thinking over time, this is gonna happen. I'm thinking I'm gonna get an infection in my eye, and it happened, a little sty, but went and gone in a few days.
Okay.
You said you wanted to say something about the podcast.
Yes.
Was this off air?
This is off air.
Ah. So I can't even edit this out. We can't even like do something about it.
Well, it's of no. I don't think it will be of any interest to anybody. It's about the music.
Oh yeah, no, because you said you thought about doing some sort of a tune on the keyboard.
I'm afraid to rub my eye in case I catch your sty now.
This sty-ridden flat.
No, well, what it was, I got my keyboard and I thought, well, I'll put some music together. So I was doing it and I recorded it on my phone because I couldn't do it from the keyboard directly onto the computer. You needed some cable, which I didn't have. So I thought, right, anyway, the sound quality wasn't very good. So I even used my voice recorder, which is 10 times better than the phone. I thought, nah, it's still not up to scratch. Cut a long story short. I ended up looking for royalty-free music and sound. And I found a really good website. And it's something like 15 quid and you get like unlimited access to all the stuff on there. And I thought...
like audio library or something.
Yeah, that basically composers have put together. And it's really good stuff. And I think it's just worth paying like the $30 just to have that at your disposal whenever you want.
Maybe. We'll have to have a look. But I love the idea of you playing Dolphin theme tune. Jim, that would have been amazing. Like so custom.
What is it though?
I don't know. I thought you were going to make up something.
Yeah, I was thinking of like a background beat just for the intro.
Oh, that's it, yeah.
See, that's the kind of thing I was... And there was one on the keyboard, but obviously it would be copyright to Yamaha. You couldn't just use that.
Yeah, you could.
No, I looked into it. You can't.
Oh, no, I thought you meant you were playing it with your fingers.
Oh, you could do that. Which, yeah, there is like a drum set. No, there's a drum set, and I could have gone like that. And that would have been good, but I couldn't get a good recording of it. So basically... I could get hold of one of these cables and try and get it on the laptop and do that. But I really did think it was good stuff. It was just all the sound effects on there would have been fantastic. 'Cause all that Mario stuff would be totally illegal, I reckon.
Probably.
All those sound effects and everything. And this had all those sorts of things on it. Just like so much. And it was like 15 quid for like unlimited use. So I was thinking like if we're going to do that.
Maybe. Yeah.
Because truthfully... I mean, I think something like that would jazz it up so much, and just sort of starting off talking. It's like I think it would make a difference.
No, absolutely, man. Like, that's something like we'll get like more new and improved as we move along. Every episode's more new and improved.
Maybe when it comes back in the summer.
Yeah.
And this would just be like the taster era.
Yeah.
And we were just giving people a taster and experimenting. But when we come back, it'll be like the new improved Dolphin that's ready. Like
sounds good, man. I like.
You know what I mean? And maybe even get like on the Dolphin debate, he used to say that music could be going like dun 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 dun, and he'd go, "This is Dogma Debate. It'll make you think. It'll challenge you. It'll make you think. But most of all, it will." What did it say? It'll make you doubt or something like that. And he's like, "Now your host, David Smalley," and it was some guy just in that kind of stuff's really cool. I think
Yeah, man.
Or just a voice like, "This
your voice
is Dolphin." Just something like that. Just real short and simple. Like maybe like a little hypothetical, metaphysical, boom. This is Dolphin. And very short,
I love this brainstorming like live on air.
This won't be on the show though.
Yeah, no, this is going to be like recorded.
Okay.
This bit I recorded.
Okay, then.
Because you just thought I was going to edit it out.
Well, yeah. I just didn't think it would be of any interest to anyone.
Oh, I think it's worth keeping in. I think
go for it. Yeah, I don't mind.
Like you said, these are the taster sessions, Jim.
Yeah, it's nothing secret, but...
well, we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see afterwards.
Okay, then.
If you want to keep it in or not.
Yeah, but some things like that would be great, I think. It's just so simple once you've got it there. And you can really bring it to life.
Well, I trust you, in your judgment.
Well, do so at your own peril, but...
Oh, well, I know you didn't think swans had feet, but I still...
Well, that's true,
Still do trust your judgment, man. They just took off from the sea, from the water.
So I did try to
do anyway.
Put something together, and I thought, nah, this just isn't working. I thought, how do I get this on the computer? Oh, you need this cable. It's like, right, look through all my stuff. I thought, well, I haven't got one of those. Right. It's quite an old keyboard. It's good, but it's about, when did I get it? 2006 or 7.
But Jim.
So...
Yeah, no. So when it came to like say producing a song, on or a tune, say on this Yamaha, this keyboard, would you ever like try and clear your mind to let some source of inspiration come in? Because I know, say some people do that, and they kind of use sort of meditation or clear thinking, or maybe some deep breathing exercises. You know what I mean? For to make the mind go completely clear.
Yeah.
For art to enter, for inspiration to enter. Would you do something like that? Would you just go, let's just wing it?
Yeah,
I probably
unfortunately, no. Although I recognise the...
like importance of that? Or
the usefulness of it.
Yeah.
And the clarity and all that it would give you. But I unfortunately wouldn't do it. And that's just because I'm not disciplined enough to do it.
What, to meditate?
Yeah. If I was going to sit down and think, I'll do a little tune now. I mean, obviously I would sit down and try to think of something. But I wouldn't do like breathing exercises and close my eyes. I'd kind of just wait till I was in the right frame of mind and go and do it.
I've been doing like sort of breathing exercises only quite recently, Jim, for like the first proper time in my life. I think I tried it in my early 20s.
Yeah.
And then just sort of experimenting and messing around. As you do, you're still trying to find yourself and like, mess around with like a few techniques. But I've taken it more seriously, with Wim Hof and everything like that. So it's sort of like holding your breath. Once you breathe out, holding for as long as you can. I've got to about over 3 minutes now.
Wow.
And then you breathe in for about 15 seconds after holding your breath for about 3 minutes. And you're just so calm.
Yeah.
Like you don't even have to breathe that often for minutes after.
Wow.
It's something special. So I just went to like a meditation evening tonight, and it's something in Newtown, and it's something that I'm going to keep going to for the next 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Just for like research purposes and experimental, and it's the main point is like negative thinking and anxiety, and I don't suffer with anxiety or I don't have really negative thoughts, so I'm not going for that reason. It's more about the technique of meditation, and I wanted to know if it was all the same thing, because I supposedly meditation, right, is just clearing the mind and being silent. So I asked her this, and I was like, so I'm doing meditation almost daily, is that what it is? And she goes, no, there's so many different forms of meditation, because what you're doing is concentration sort of style of meditation, where you just sort of go in silence. But there's other forms of meditation where I don't know, I don't know anything about them, but like where your mind goes on a different journey.
Yeah.
To relieve stress and I don't know, to attract positivity in your life. I don't know, man. But there's so many different forms. Have you come across anything like that before?
Only, I'm aware of meditation, but I did try mindfulness, which I thought was very good.
This was called mindfulness and meditation, which I thought were the same thing, but are they not?
Yeah, well, it's kind of like Asperger's and autism. I don't know. It's like I don't fully understand enough about meditation, but I kind of guessed that mindfulness was sort of like a dumbed-down Westerners version of like what Gandhi would have done or something. This is probably wrong. That was my perception of it, because I could do it in the garden, and it was one of the few things that I thought, I would definitely try that again.
So what do you think mindfulness is? Because my opinion on it is just being very conscious of your surroundings, what you're doing, of other people, of your own emotions.
Yeah.
Right? I suppose that's what it means.
I think
it's almost like a second by second, or in the moment, constant realization of life.
Yeah, it's like being present, I suppose. Just instead of your mind wandering off all over the place, I would just sit there and think, okay, I can feel the ground underneath my feet and I can feel my hands on my leg. I don't normally pay attention to that. I can just feel myself and my eyes and my breathing, and then I would say I'm going to look at 3 things and focus on each one for like a minute, and I would just look at the lamppost, and I think, don't let your mind wander too much, but just look at that lamppost and think, how long has that been there and who made that, and really just focus on that.
Yeah, and try not to let your mind wander, just focus on that.
Yeah, and then sometimes I wouldn't look at anything, I'd just sit there and observe everything and go, I'm just here in this moment right now. Isn't it good to be alive, And it was hard to do that for more than 5 minutes. It took discipline, but it was rewarding.
See, 1 minute, I thought that was quite impressive. I think even sometimes 5 seconds, 10 seconds, it can be long for some people.
Yeah.
Especially depends what state of mind you're in whilst doing that.
Yeah.
If you're busy and you've got stuff to do, I got to be somewhere in an hour. You're not going to be standing there looking at a lamppost when you need to be cooking.
Yeah. It just goes to show how noisy this society is. When that is so difficult.
So true, man.
You're just always wrapped up in some sort of noise, and to do that shouldn't be a big deal. But it is. It's difficult. So
even tonight, this meditation lady, I think her name was Judith, from Newtown, Paris, right? She just advised us before next week if we can do 10 minutes of meditation a day.
Okay.
She was like, and ideally you'll be able to find just 10 minutes. So when we were doing this breathing tonight, we did it for 10 minutes, and it went super quick because I'm probably used to this meditation anyway, right?
Yeah.
So it felt like a minute and suddenly it was over.
Yeah.
But her point was just to focus and be as quiet and as you can for as long as possible.
Yeah.
And I do think it's quite hard for some people to switch off. And she was like, we've been breathing like this as you are now your entire lives.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a fascinating point. We've been breathing as we are now, since we're born, and as adults now, and we haven't really taken time out, even 10 minutes a day or even 1 minute, 5 seconds, to be like,
I'm breathing.
Well, I'm focusing on the breathing.
Yeah.
I just thought that was just an amazing, not the first time I've realised something like that, but just a cool thing to hear tonight.
Yeah.
I didn't think I was going to hear anything special on a Tuesday, random 14th of January.
Yeah.
But I thought that was quite a special kind of word, a few words put together.
Yeah.
Never really, focused on that breathing before. But we've been breathing our entire lives.
We have. I've often had thoughts about breathing, and I've sat there and thought, I'm consciously breathing, right? My next breath, I'm going to do that. It takes effort. Oh, I've got to breathe now. But then if I stop thinking about it, it just happens anyway, automatically. So, it's automatic and it's manual. It's both. If I'm aware of it, it becomes manual because now I have to do it. But the minute I take my mind off it and start talking to you, it's going on in the background. And that's a really weird feeling because it's just a happening, isn't it? Are you doing it or not?
But Jim, I think the point is say the point you mentioned before about with society being so busy that we don't even have time to be like, oh, so how's my breathing today? Maybe I might be in anxiety breathing most of the day, and you wouldn't even realise it.
No.
I think the point is we hardly ever take time out because of the way society is. Not purposely manufactured, just the way it's been.
Yeah.
And with phones and everything like that, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
There are many possible, we can point and accuse, but that's too much. And really, it's up to us, isn't it? We can't be like, oh, technology is distracting us too much.
Just blame the society.
No, we have the power as individuals to control, our breathing and what happens, and to control the distractions in our life.
Yeah, that's true. I suppose the more distractions there are, though, the more difficult that does become. So it is in part due to the society, but that's just a natural consequence of it.
But it's what we call distractions, isn't it? I mean, it depends what you want to call it. Because I don't call my Nintendo Switch a distraction, even though it's frickin' awesome. Because Nintendo are the bomb.
Yeah. No, I suppose it is what we call distractions, but when it starts off when you're 11, 12, 13, 14 years old, I don't think you have mastered the sort of thing that we're talking about. So it's definitely a distraction because you just kind of walk into that.
You walk into it. That's a good point.
It's all you know. But now,
as adults, as consent,
we can sort of go
21 plus.
we can be a bit more aware of it. But when it's just there from childhood, I guess.
Well, I suppose that is to do with society and teachers, man. Just reading this thing today, and it was like the ages between 0 and 7 years old.
Yeah.
That's when we're influenced more, and between like 13 and 21, that's when we just start to adapt to heroes of ours.
Right.
That's when we start to copy and imitate people between the ages of 13 and 21, and then 21 plus. That's when you become more social and relationship focused.
Right.
You become your own person more.
Between
say 21 plus.
Okay.
21 years plus.
Yeah.
But yeah, was it like the ages? So I'm writing this stuff down. The imprint period between 0 and 7 years were like sponges.
Yeah.
So that's when everything is true. So whatever we're being taught between the ages when we're born until 7 years, we take as gospel.
Yes. Yes.
So in a way, society is to blame if we are, as you said, sleptwalked into a constant state of kind of repetition.
Yeah.
And unknowingly partaking in just constant action. And
yeah, because a 5-year-old isn't going to go, oh, I'm going to meditate today, this is getting a bit... You just go with it, don't you? You just come home from school, put the computer on or whatever, and have dinner, go to bed, and get up and do it all over again.
And you're like, even, I think, I wouldn't say convinced, but you're... you're kind of pushed into playing with your toys, and I put the screen on, whatever it is. Play with that. Go and play with that. It's not like I'm, sit here for a few minutes and just...
Even when you're born, they're buying you all these toys to sort of do that with, and it's like if you just sit there and stare out the window, or you're daydreaming. Remember in school, did you ever have those moments where you would just sit there and stare, and somebody would like wave in front of you, like, oh, you can't do that, you've got to be focused on something.
But I can't believe that's discouraged. But that's used in movies, isn't it? And in books. Where it's like, they were just daydreaming out the window and, using their emotional intelligence, and it's an artist, look at an artist, a struggling artist in their adult life, and it goes back to when they're a kid, and they're the ones that were daydreaming out the window, and it's beautiful, actually.
It was such a great moment.
Artistic moment.
Yeah, but somebody would always shake you up.
Yeah.
Like, oi,
And then it's like in school, the teacher would be like, stop daydreaming!
Yeah.
And it's like, this is the guy who's trying to meditate here, like, naturally.
These are when great insights happen, like during these moments, And it was almost like a little, I don't know, some little story was unfolding in front of your eyes, and you're just kind of going with it, like entertaining yourself, like, whoa, what's happening? You're just immersed in it.
Well, I'm watching some of the raindrops that hit the window.
Yeah.
They join other raindrops.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking about when I'm looking out the window.
And you think that's going to start running down in a minute. They always start going...
Amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't do it anymore, but that's my memory of a movie or someone, looking out the window with that.
Yeah. I'd forgotten that. It was very enjoyable, though. It was. It was really enjoyable. It's like,
I was going to say, but even if it went quiet then, what's wrong with that?
Absolutely nothing.
There's nothing wrong with silence, ever.
Maybe we should have 10 minutes of silence.
Shut up!
On the episode. No, we better not. It wouldn't make for good listening.
Well, I'm sure it's been attempted before, but then, like, dead air is supposedly a killer for listeners.
Silence, people just perceive it as awkward, don't they? Or there's nothing to say. But sometimes...
But I think, meditation can sort this as well. And mindfulness that you used before. And that's almost practicing being still in the moment, right? So it's like second by second realization when you're looking at that lamppost, isn't it? It's second by second. So in other words, in a way, you're expanding time, So you're in control of time more because you're being there in the moment.
Yeah.
You're not getting distracted and suddenly, oh shit, it's been 3 minutes. Nothing's happened.
Yeah.
Do you mean you're in the moment more?
Yeah.
So when it comes to silence, for other people, that awkward silence, it's longer than what it actually is. Because people aren't used to no noise.
Oh, I see.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think, like, for, say, somebody that's not normally silent, and they would get awkward and fidgety if there was silence suddenly.
Yeah.
2 seconds of silence would be like, what's going on?
Yeah.
But for you, it'd be like,
yeah.
Just breathed.
Yeah.
Well, what do you mean? What's going on? Nothing's going on, man. That's just like I suppose a comparison, almost like a left and right comparison to
makes sense.
Somebody that does practice mindfulness.
I'd not thought of that, but it makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense.
I remember thinking that, man. I was like, shit, geez, you're in control. You can control your own time.
Yeah.
Your perception of time, it's a huge thing to realise.
Yeah, I know. It's always now. That's a thought I remember having. It's always now.
Say more.
Isn't it? And it was now when I was born, and it'll be now when I die.
Oh, that's amazing.
And that's quite frightening,
actually. That's insane, Jim.
But it's always going to be now.
Kind of doesn't make sense, but it does.
I know, but hold on. We just said that. Where's that gone? Like, there must be time, because that's in the past now, but it's still now, isn't it?
It can't be.
And that was now. And when I go from your house, it will be now.
But it's only like a memory then. But it's recorded memory. But anytime you listen to it, it's the now that you're listening to it in.
It is.
How strange.
Maybe, without going too much into time, it's kind of just like our attempt to ground ourselves in some way and deal with entropy. It's like I'm getting older, I'm wearing out, and that was then, and that will be then in the future. But of course, it's always now, but you've decayed a little bit, so you're kind of saying, well, I was younger back then, but because what's actually happened is you've just changed in the moment. So you need like a perception of time, don't you? But I don't know, some people think time exists and other people don't. I don't know, but it's very peculiar when you start trying to think about time. Very peculiar.
It's an interesting, I think, and healthy, actually. I think it's good for mental health to really kind of think about this,
Yeah.
Talk about it, like trying to understand time and your perception of time. It gives you power.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you're in control of it. What do you do with your time? You go mad. It's like, how many seconds or how many minutes have you got in your life?
I know.
Yeah, in your life.
I know. And you could actually work it out to the second if you want. Well, let's assume you're going to live to 75 or something. You could work it out to the second if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Which would be quite frightening. Which is probably... I hope you're not getting a calculator out. Because it's one of those things I probably...
You don't want to know?
No, you can tell me. I do. But I don't. But if you told me, I'd listen.
Well, I typed in how many seconds, and the first one is how many seconds in a day, and then in an hour.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was in a minute then. I thought it was just Google being stupid, too stupid.
Yeah.
How many seconds until Christmas?
Okay.
Are you intrigued? Oh, how many seconds in a minute? It is there. So how many seconds until... I don't even know how to Google it.
Like, until... How many seconds in 50 years? Because that's probably what we've got left, if we're very lucky.
Oh, that's a good one. I was going to write how many seconds until I die. But then Google's not going to know that, is it?
You might be a terminal
They're
cancer
not that
patient.
good, yeah.
No. Or you could be a baby.
Oh, Jim, you opened that.
Roughly 50 years would be...
Oh my God.
Overly generous,
I didn't even know how to say. I mean, you're better at maths than me.
Oh, jeez.
There's too many zeros at the end.
Oh, I can't. I don't know. That.
Okay, so how many seconds in 50 years right now at 10 to 10, January the 14th, 2020? In 50 years, it is 15768,000,000 seconds, which I think is something like just like 1,576,800,000 seconds.
I like what I'm hearing.
Yeah, but that's a long time. You know what? When that sounds like too long for me.
Yeah.
Because sounds like 4 or 5 lifetimes. I feel like I've already lived a lifetime. I really have. Yeah. This is my second life now.
Yeah.
Feels like it.
Yeah.
Up until my 30s, that was one life. Now I'm just like, this is a bonus.
Okay.
Or life 2.
Okay.
That's too many seconds. I mean, I may as well go crazy.
Well, it's only because you broke it down. That's not... I'm glad it's like that. I want it to be as long as possible. Not that I want to live forever, but,
I would prefer it to say about, like, 500 million seconds. Because then I'll take every second more importantly.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm going to put my feet up if it's in the trillions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like if I got too long, God.
Yeah.
Still.
But we got a pretty good perception of time. We know, a month and a year, and it's... and presumably, I don't know if you've ever thought this, but if you were just born in some tribe somewhere and you didn't really have any concept of time or calendars or clocks, I mean, you wouldn't know how old you were. You'd just think, like, if someone said, how old are you? You'd say, I don't know, I've just been around and don't know.
That's a good point, man. I was speaking to Andy Ego today, man. Ego's Computers in Newtown, amazing.
Oh, I know him. Yeah.
Awesome guy.
Yeah.
And he was just telling me about these Aboriginal people. I'm really like ignorant when it comes to, like words like this and,
Well, so am I. So.
History and things like that. But these Aboriginal people that, sort of living as natural as possible still. Yeah, in Australia.
Yeah.
And there was this like a war veteran or somebody that I think he just did bodybuilding and podcasts and things like that.
Okay.
But he was considered to be quite like an intelligent person. He was just doing like these travelling studies, I think, sort of documentary kind of thing. And he's with these Aboriginals in the back of a van, and they were going towards somewhere in the outback.
Okay.
And they were just all sitting there quiet. And then suddenly on the film, like these Aboriginal people went to this guy. They were like, "Just shut up," and he wasn't saying anything.
Okay.
As soon as Andy Ego told me that, I was like, it's because of his body language, right? He's like, yeah. Because this Westerner was sitting there, obviously a bit nervous, twitching, and these Aboriginals were like, just shut up, man.
Okay.
Just like, be at peace.
Yeah.
Do you mean? Like, and like, I just thought that was a great example into what we're saying now, actually.
Yeah.
You know, and he taught me this today.
Just shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, when you're living as natural to life as possible, I mean, why is the mind? Because that's when the body's going to tense up. It's when the mind's not still. The mind does, you might not even be thinking thoughts, whole thoughts or sentences, or planning. That's what a lot of my mind does all the time. I notice if I'm doing meditation, there's some sort of progressive planning going on. If it's not still, it's progressive. There's no worry or any crap like that.
No.
But this guy in the back of the thing, there must have been worry. Or, I don't know. Do you know what I mean sometimes? When you're not even thinking properly, you're just like, the mind's must be moving so quick. That's like... And it's like, it's not even...
And that can manifest in different ways, can't it? Yeah, it can. So, and I suppose we do need that for our survival.
No, I don't know, man. I don't know completely about that. I think like us consciousness and our thoughts, I think it's something quite new in evolution. So we're not that good at using it yet. That's why I think we're so effed up when it comes to our thoughts. And it's like, God, we're not even using our mind and brain and thoughts as a tool. It's like it's got control of us. It's like a new kid with a toy and it's like, I don't know what's going on. It's too excited. You know, it's like our consciousness can't deal with its own consciousness.
Yeah.
That's what I think in like human evolution. But anyway, who the hell am I just assuming stuff?
Well, I've wondered that with certain mental illnesses, perhaps like schizophrenia or something. It's like, could it just be like a transitionary state between say like the way we are now and something that's going to come, and it's like a very early manifestation of like I don't know, well, like when we became conscious, that must have began to sort of develop, and there must have been very early stages of that, and maybe somebody would have looked at something, at somebody in the early stages of that and thought, wow, like this guy's crazy, and it could just be that, I don't know, 10,000 years we go, oh, that's what it was. It was just popping its little head up.
It was the evolution of something.
Yeah, perhaps. And I could be completely wrong, but there's no doubt though.
Well, we don't know. Like anything in psychology, it's all theory because the mind's so complex.
Yeah.
It's not like,
That's what's so disturbing about it. We've had to just painstakingly figure all of this out with no help or guidance, just studying and observation. And
it's completely, rightfully so, unethical to obviously study. In the 70s, I think it was just, people could volunteer and experiment with the human mind more.
Yeah.
But we can't do that anymore, even if people willingly wanted to be like, use me. In this experiment. I don't think you can do that anymore.
It would be really interesting though, wouldn't it? Just to have somebody born into like a room and don't expose them to anything and just see what comes about in them.
I suppose the Truman Show was the closest like Hollywood direction of that.
Yeah.
Which was great. Good movie, right?
I did see it. Yeah.
Truman Show.
Is that the one with
Jim Carrey?
Yes.
Yeah, and he's just born into this dome.
Yeah, I'll have to watch it again. Because you told me about it originally.
It's wonderful, man. Like, it really opens your eyes. Because, I mean, have you ever thought that? Have you ever thought, oh my God, is this a dream?
Yeah.
Everything could just be a manifestation of my mind. How would you know? Man, I have these moments, and I think it's because I'm meditating, I get more and more where I, like, sometimes, even after the gym as well, I'm, like, not sure if I'm dreaming still. Because I'll be, say I've been dreaming and wake up and I meditate and then I go to the gym and then I'm at home. So I haven't been up long. I've been up about 3 hours. Then it's like, am I still dreaming?
Well,
that reality and dream world is becoming closer and closer sometimes for me, like not all the time.
Yeah. I don't know if you've ever heard of heart solipsism. It's worth looking into that, though, if you're interested in that. Basically, just the idea that you are... I think heart meaning like the self-I, but you are essentially the only mind in existence, and you are engaged in a dream state. It could take many forms, but for example, you could just be consciousness. There's just you. There's just your mind, and you are having a dream. Because the gist of it is, how do you know if you're dreaming? Right, really? Because when you're having a dream, you don't really know you're dreaming, do you?
Unless you have these lucid dreams, but most of the time you don't.
And I think it was that saying, I think, therefore I am.
Yeah.
I think that was Descartes, and that was something like his response to that question, how do you know you're not a character in somebody's dream? And he said, well, I think, therefore I am, so even if this is a dream, I know I at least exist because I'm having the experience. But you could never know you weren't in a dream. And it actually quite disturbed me at one point because essentially, you're not real. I've created you. You're part of my dream. Every song that was ever written, I created.
Imagine that.
And it's really disturbing because it's watertight and there's no way out of it. Heart solipsism. Look into it. It's really fascinating. And in the end, I had to just say no. I mean, you can't even go to the doctor because it's like, well, he's just part of it as well. It's all just me. It's all just my experience. So you are, or me, it's like I am essentially God. I am just consciousness having an experience. This is the dream and I'm waking up.
Do you think that makes it quite powerful though? Because you're like, oh my God, so everybody's playing this part, so I can live my dreams. I can do whatever I want. I don't mean like going crazy like you won the lottery or like, jump off a tower or like try and sleep with everyone. I just mean like anything that I go for through time, through the manifestation of my time, because it's your brain's going to create like physics, and the laws.
Yeah,
it's just natural law. Do you think you could end up like in 10 years achieving your dreams?
I suppose you would become like Neo in the Matrix eventually, wouldn't you? You just have total sort of control over it. You're the master of it. But I want you to be real. I mean, this is the thing. I can't know for certain that you are. Because all I can know is I'm experiencing you. And the same goes for you. You could never know I'm real.
In a strange way, Jim, there's some truth to that. There's some weird truth to that I can't describe, but I know it's true. That we're creating our own realities and we can get what we want.
I'm willing to. I'm 99%.
Through focus and time.
I'm 99% sure you are real.
Persistence.
I am.
Yeah, I don't mean that.
Okay.
I mean like we're creating our own realities.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
So yeah, honestly, I really think at the core there is some truth to that. I don't even want to think about it too much. It's that magic again that I just can't even comprehend anyway. No. This is what science is all about, and we can't measure it, so we can't even scientifically talk about it yet.
No, but I don't want solipsism to be true though. That's really quite disturbing. I don't want to be the only mind.
So I mean, well, of course, it freaked him out in Truman Show when he became conscious. When he was like, he just noticed, like maybe these are all actors.
Yeah. And
and it freaked him out.
Yeah.
To watch it, man.
Yeah, I do remember when he sees like the set and everything, and it's like, oh yeah, he can never really go too far out of town, can he?
Yeah, they kept trying to. He got his friends, like the main creator, like the director, told his best friend that he knew from birth in the actual show, try and convince him that like he doesn't want to be a traveller, he doesn't want to be a sailor.
Yeah.
Try and keep him in, and they said his dad died at sea, and they when he tried to go out into the boat, they made the weather change and they almost killed him. Yeah. And then you got all these actual real life humans like us now watching it on live TV. And when the studio bought this baby, so that's how they could do it.
Yeah. Great idea.
It's a fascinating idea, man, and it's something that everyone thinks about. And you've got this heart problem that you've talked about, whatever it's called.
Yeah, solipsism. It is a problem. In the end, you just have to put it to one side and go, even if it is all just me, hunger still hurts. I can still die of starvation, and so I'm willing to just accept that you're real for the purposes of my life, I suppose.
Well, see, like hunger, I get cravings and things like that for chocolate sometimes, and I'm trying to use meditation to kind of get over it.
Yeah. And
it works, and I think it's just being mindful. That's what I mean. Just being mindful in the moment. Say a craving arises, it's like being like, well, it's not really. I don't really need the chocolate right now, do I?
No.
Just have a drink of water instead, you know?
Yeah.
I think like using mindfulness for something like that can really help to cancel out any unwanted actions that you could take.
It seems like a battle, like a constant battle between this new discovered consciousness, like you're talking about, and the old primitive animal that's been there for millions of years.
That's how I see it, man.
Yeah, it's like it's grappling with that all the time, isn't it?
Yeah. So me being conscious is like this new evolutionary like capability versus eat now in case you die.
Yeah, eat, sleep, reproduce, die. Yeah, it is.
So yeah, it is a constant battle maybe, and maybe that's what some people, when they use the metaphor left and right brain thinking, maybe that touches on that. Again, it's so complex, isn't it? Like it's just it's the brain and everything, and it's different for everyone, and we could just talk about it forever. But there are like in philosophy they do talk about this, where there's a more conscious part of us versus the more animalistic side of us.
Yeah,
and they overlap a lot, but we've kind of portrayed it in a quite black and white manner there.
Yeah, I guess we have.
Being mindfulness of the animal.
Yeah.
Of the instincts.
Yeah, that's almost what enlightenment is like, isn't it? It's kind of transcending the animal, I suppose. And thinking, okay, even if I became fully enlightened, whatever that would entail, like the Buddha or something, I'm still trapped in this animal for the duration of my life, even though I've transcended it, all its needs and ghastly impulses and whatever else is there. I'm still stuck in it for now, but I'm not this animal. I'm ready to to be something else now.
And I suppose like mindfulness in the moment will conquer any unwanted actions, right?
I suppose.
Like so, say Buddha, for instance, when he gets hungry.
Yeah.
Or these monks, right? Buddhist monks, I should say.
Yeah.
And they get hungry and everything, but they've just learnt to control the mind, so the mind's just calm, and you haven't got that animalistic instinct. But I suppose with modern day society again, and and I'm living in that, I can't help it, right, man?
Yeah.
I got work and everything. I got technology going on around us right now.
Yeah.
I can't help to be very aware of these impulses and like triggers. Even when I'm doing mindfulness, damn, these triggers are still there. If you're like a Buddhist monk, you can get away from this kind of stuff because you're living in like harmony. You're living in like these Buddhist centers. You're meditating as a daily job. It's very hard for the standard individual, I think, in westernized societies to live that balanced life that is really highly talked about and highly regarded. To live mindfulness every single day. But hell, I'm trying, and it is possible.
Yeah.
Maybe my standards are too high.
Well, some of them, I remember you'd hear these stories like, he's lived off sunlight, for 5 years or something. And it's yet to be seen, but I guess.
I think these are wives' tales, man. They're the myths.
Yeah. Or all he has is the sun, but I mean, like, who knows what's ultimately possible if you could reach some,
Well, surely not, man, because the body is just like its animal. The body is science. We couldn't. How would the body survive?
I know. I suspect it couldn't happen, but there is a part of me that thinks if you really could reach something like that, who knows? Like maybe you could somehow just transcend the biology, like the resurrection or something. Like maybe it would just unlock a whole new wave of potential that we, like telekinesis and stuff like that. Maybe something like that could be possible. But
well, if there's like this part in the brain which they says is like linked to the soul, whatever, it's the shape of like a pineal gland. Yeah, that's what they call like the center of the brain, supposedly.
Yeah.
Say if that's got a link to like a soul world, a spiritual world, something beyond space and time, and there's a higher source of us there where God would exist. Where where life energy would exist.
Yeah, the source.
The source, man. Say we got something that would keep our body alive forever, and we could just manifest whatever there, and secrete that through the body to keep us alive. That was like the only kind of scientific kind of way they can even talk about it there,
just to escape that animal cycle.
But then there's this pineal gland, and it just really touches on like wacky kind of language, and
it does
straight away. And I can't start thinking like that. I don't think it's quite healthy for us to. It's okay to philosophize on a podcast like this, but on a day-to-day life, like it's just not going to do us any good to wonder like that. I don't think.
Well, to wonder, it would be fun, wouldn't it?
To wonder, man, yeah. But maybe not going to base my decisions on
stop
it.
Eating.
I'm not going to base my life decisions on the pineal gland.
No. But I'm just saying, nothing would surprise me if something like that turned out to be possible.
It'd be so cool, man. Honestly, again, I think there's some truth to it. I really do, but it's somewhere deep down I'm not even going to really try and think about it.
No.
But there is something special about us, and we're nowhere near understanding the fabric of nature and reality, or our minds or anything. We have no idea.
It's just, I look at how much more there is to learn and discover, and I just think it's so tiring. I don't really want to sort of be around for it. If you were going to die and come back or whatever, it's like, do I want to be part of that journey? It's just so much to do, in terms of our evolution and stuff. Like, look at what we've had to get through just to get here, for God's sake.
What, the wars and everything, and
and I've only had one life. It's like flipping heck. There's so much more to do. So maybe it's a good thing we do only live like a short period of time.
Same to you, man. Yeah, I don't want 1.3 trillion seconds left. God, that's too long, isn't it?
Well, unless you could stay like youthful and immortal and healthy forever, that maybe I'd have 1,000 years. I don't know, but all this stuff to figure out. So
I suppose we've got this necessant wondering, and thinking and trying to figure stuff out. I don't think that's good, to be constantly being just trying to figure stuff out rather than enjoying the moment again.
Yeah.
Maybe that's like the animal brain again, trying to figure out its surroundings and nature and trying to make sense of everything. But then you've got this other side where it's just like, fucking calm down.
Yeah.
Be peaceful.
And I think that is always going on. I recently heard somebody was talking about when you're a kid and you lose a tooth and you're kind of fiddling around in the hole. I'd never thought anything of it, but I always used to do it. And this scientist, he was saying, no, what's actually happened is the brain is trying to sort of give itself like a neurological remapping of you. It's like something's changed and I need a map of you and I need to know how it's changed, and it's trying to get in all the cracks and figure it out. And I'm like,
it's really interesting.
It's always going on in some way, isn't it? You've altered slightly. I need to remap. Okay, tooth's gone. Need to, right. So that must be down to sort of like survival again. What are you? Okay, you're now comprised of only this much matter. You've lost like 0.5%. Okay, remapping. Boom, done. It's always going on.
It's the thirst for knowledge again. The search for knowing. We need to know. Need to know stuff.
But you're not
but
even
we don't
that.
really.
You're just doing that. Fiddling. You're not thinking that, are you? But that's what's going on. So it's really hard.
It's on the subconscious level, isn't it?
Yeah. So it is really difficult to come away from that.
Talking about, let's not go into now about conscious and subconscious levels.
Yeah.
And that's something else. That is linked to what we're talking about again.
Well, yeah.
Even though our breathing being that's done subconsciously, our breathing. But if we're trying to control our breathing through mindfulness and meditation, then we're tapping into a part of our subconscious, I suppose. And I think, man, this is what I try and do. That's where I kind of feed it information. Where I'm like, do this now. This is how I want you to feel most of the time.
Yeah.
And if I'm trying to get with these cravings again, that's kind of like where I'll feed the stuff, just so it's happening in the background. So if my consciousness, I want it to grow. That's where seeds are planted, man. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, right. That's where seeds, right? You plant seeds into your subconscious, and then they grow, right? And whatever you plant there will grow. Ideas, thoughts, whatever, plans, and it will come through, and it will seep through into your conscious mind, and then therefore your reality, and that's when you'll see it manifest literally in front of you. Yeah. But it starts the subconscious. Could have been a seed you planted 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Do you remember they used to say, if you listen to a tape at night when you're drifting off to sleep, it all it made sense. It would go into your subconscious.
Well, Homer Simpson became a genius. And what he wanted to do was lose weight.
He did. I remember that. But it made sense.
Yeah, he was smarter than Lisa.
It's putting good things into your unconscious mind, I suppose. That's the key.
That's what I'm trying to do, man.
I've probably filled mine with poison over my lifetime.
No.
I'm quite aware of that. I suspect so,
no, you can always start again. There's always a clean sheet all the time.
Yeah.
Because you should tell your subconscious, right, this is it now, this is new.
It's weird. So I need to consciously, this is weird. So the unconscious is having an effect on you. And I'm conscious of that, so I need to consciously fill the unconscious of stuff so that it will feed back stuff to me that I like, that's good for me. Weird, isn't it? It's like the left hand and the right hand, sort of.
But it's just gives you so much power.
Well, it does.
I think when you trust, when you suss it out, when you trust it and believe it, because it's true, it's the truth of the world for human beings.
Yeah.
It gives you ultimate power, man.
Like the unconscious is, presumably doesn't think you're ever going to be aware of it.
No, it doesn't judge or anything, man. There's no good or bad in there.
But you're conscious of it, which is really weird, and it probably doesn't know you're conscious of it.
It's like we've got this hidden secret tool.
Yeah.
That's what the subconscious is.
Yeah.
But it's hard to master it. I mean, it's not like I have. I'm just
trying. Who figured all that out? I mean, like, amazing.
See, I mean, this is what they talked about. It's what like Buddhism monks would talk about. I suppose it's again like knowings that have just been passed through the ages, which very blurry words there to use.
Yeah. And
many dates.
No, I can see how you would come up with something like that. It's understandable. Like I just go to sleep at night and this weird world just unfolds in front of me, and can't just be nothing, can it? There's all sorts of stuff going on, and there's all sorts of things going on in the mind you're not aware of. So maybe it's something to do with that. Oh yeah, and why was I just doing that? That just came out. I wasn't really thinking about it. Well, why did I do that? Like you can be writing something and.
That was a conversation between some cavemen that you were just having.
Yeah.
Loud.
Yeah.
What was that?
And all of a sudden you write the wrong word and you think, why did I do that? That was weird. That wasn't me that did that. What's it trying to manifest, And you can piece things together.
Oh, that'd be fascinating, yeah. You write the wrong word by accident and you go, oh crap, something slipped out.
Yeah.
I wish it was that simple.
Well, sometimes it is.
Especially unless you're really reserved, then you'll always be... I mean, again, we talk about people wearing masks. You're trying to... If you're in line, I think in sync, your conscious and your subconscious are aligned again. Words won't justify what I'm trying to explain here, but, it can do its best, right? Then we don't have to wear a mask. We can just talk freely, because we are at one. We are us, But if we've poisoned the subconscious, maybe, then you're trying to reserve stuff. So then you've got to portray something that you aren't. And maybe this is when people sometimes are out of balance.
And it's always going to be one step ahead of you. It has to be, doesn't it?
What does?
The unconscious. It's always going to be one step ahead of you.
Yeah.
Really. Trying to perceive things you haven't picked up on and alert you of, dangers and threats and all sorts. So however much you might think you're in tune with it, it's always going to be like doing its own thing to some degree.
I think it's very careful then to be, most of the time when you can help it, to try and be very careful what you surround yourself with, in your environment.
There's wisdom in that.
If there's a lot of like noise, sort of negativity and just sort of like heated anger, then it's going to seep through, man. It's going to be there.
Yeah.
Because your subconscious isn't going to judge. It's going to go off. That's the way the world is.
Yeah.
So again, if you feed yourself positive affirmations, good self-talk, eat healthy.
Definitely eat healthy.
There we go.
Yeah. Eat, sleep and drink and be merry.
Yeah, man.
That's true about what you expose yourself to. Definitely. Perhaps even the kinds of music you're listening to.
I think so too. I started listening, like I'm a big fan of wrestling, man, and there's this like weird character they brought in which has got like an alter ego. So he tends to be like a happy, jolly kind of kids TV show presenter, but he's really evil, and he'll switch around and wear this like evil mask. And it's one of the songs I want to play for you on Dolphin Echoes sometime, man.
Okay.
And it's really dark and when he's like, let me in.
Okay.
Saying like really nightmarish stuff.
Yeah.
And I've been listening to this because it just fascinates me, even though it's all like Hollywood and entertainment and and fake and everything like wrestling. Yeah. But I just love that whole character, right? That this one man has managed to create, as and create a storyline around it.
Yeah. For
the wrestling kind of environment. So I've been listening to this a lot, and I woke up in the night and it was that my subconscious had fucking brought that to life, which was fucking creepy as shit.
Yeah.
Because I've been listening to this song a lot, man.
Yeah.
And there's the lyrics in it where he's just like he's climbing up the stairs and stuff, and I sleep next to where the stairs are and shit, and I woke up in the night and I forgot about this for days, man. Then I was like, oh my god, that dream, wow. And that was a real good example to me by how whatever you're listening to will affect you.
I see.
Because I was listening to it in the gym. I was listening to it when I was just like sleeping.
Yeah.
I was just listening to it a lot. It was just I was enthralled by it for days. You know, when you have a patch of a time, maybe for like 72 hours, I was just like obsessed with that one song.
Yeah.
It's just in my mind, so it's just almost on loop.
Okay.
So that really affected me, man. Just to give an example of how music can affect your conscious mind, like.
Wow, yeah.
Wow.
I've had dreams where there's songs I like have been playing in the dream.
Wow.
Like, oh yeah.
I never had that, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had those dreams.
See, the song didn't manifest in my dream. Just some image of what I think about when I hear that song.
Yes. That's,
whatever. That came to life in the dream, but there was no music.
Okay. I mean, no, I had the music. It was, what was the song? One Night in Bangkok by Murray Head. Good song, and I really used to like it. And it was just blasting in the dream, and I was like, hell yeah, like, where's this coming from, you know? But it was there.
Sounds like you have awesome dreams, Jim.
Oh, I've had some amazing dreams. You
told me about the one with the microscope, isn't it? Or it feels like it's a microscope and then it just zooms out and out and out, and then it's the space and the black hole, and then it ends up being like a mall and some lady's arm in a cafe.
The whole universe was contained within a freckle.
And you wake up and you go, what an epiphany.
Yeah. Our whole universe was in a freckle, and she was drinking a cup of coffee. And I remember you said, yeah, isn't it like that? Everything's just in everything else. And I was thinking... Don't get me started on that.
I think it is like that. I really do. I don't know why, but I think it is like that. But for you,
so she could have been in someone else's freckle, you know, or an atom in someone's table or something. Her whole universe. Maybe it's just sort of.
Yeah.
Nah, there's got to be a scale, man.
There's got to be a scale.
That's insane. That's insane.
There's too much.
But no, things do manifest in dreams, and it makes so much sense when you're aware of it. You go, oh, I totally get that. Isn't that brilliant that it just did that? You know? I remember this guy once, I was talking to him, and he was really quizzing me on stuff about me. I met him somewhere in a pub or something, and he was a bit overly intrusive, you know? And I'm pretty open, but... And I was just a bit cautious of him, and I didn't give away too much information. And then that night, I had this dream that there were these, they were like gypsies, and they were trying to get in the house. And I was trying to hold the door shut, and he was trying to hold the door open, you know.
Shit!
And I had my foot there, and they were trying to barge him through the door. So I managed to put the lock on, and then I went round to the front, and they were trying to get in the window, and they were all surrounding the house.
Scary stuff.
And I thought, well, that's exactly what that man was trying to do.
That's what that man was trying to do.
He was trying to get in my house.
In the conversation.
Yeah.
No, when you had in the pub.
Yes.
Yeah, in your house being your mind, because he was being too intrusive.
Yeah.
It's great how like the subconscious did that in your dream.
What a great little picture, you know.
Yeah.
And then years ago I lived in a flat, you know, and there was a guy below me, and I didn't really trust him. And I dreamt that I came home, and all this water was, and I was on the top at the time of the flat, and all this water was coming up out the floor, and I thought, what the hell's what's going on? And he'd left the water running in his flat. Well, obviously it wouldn't do that, but I was like, yeah, that's exactly the sort of thing that would happen. I can imagine him doing that, you know. He just floods my flat, and the water just was rising up, and I thought, I've got to stop it before it gets into the plug sockets. This is going to be a catastrophe, you know. Because he was always.
There's like somehow some logic to it, even though it doesn't make sense.
It's absolutely absurd, but it's like, yeah, he could do something that's totally unpredictable and unforeseen. You can just imagine him doing that, you know.
Again, maybe that is like survival, because it's like it's worrying. It's predicting the behaviour of another character in your life, another individual, another potential threat.
It's just saying, be careful, you know. Be careful.
So it is always looking out for us, man. Again, that's subconscious. It's on our side, but it's just going to, however we think about somebody, it's going to manifest something.
But also potential. I don't know if you've kind of like met somebody just briefly in passing, hello, and you have a real intimate dream about them, and you think, oh, that's weird, I hardly know them. And it's like the unconscious has picked up that maybe there's potential here for you as partners or friends, and there's something
trying to tell you something.
There's something between you that you both know is there, but you haven't really talked. Maybe you should pursue that. It's trying to give you like a nudge or something, you know? I don't know if you ever had that.
No.
So it's threat and it's potential that maybe you haven't picked up on in the day. And it's so obvious to me that it does that. Just by dreams I've had. And I'll wake up and think, yeah, that guy is a bit creepy actually. And I never realised it before until that dream, you know? was like, of course he is. I just didn't clock it. But of course that's the case.
Oh, wow. So you can learn off your subconscious. You can learn off your dreams.
But it's not just like, it's taught me something I didn't know. It's like it's taught me something that I was like, I partially knew it. I just never really thought about it. But of course, yes.
Well, I don't have, I don't normally get that in dreams, man. But I kind of do, I suppose, a little bit. But say I'm doing meditation, like the other week, I had a bit of clarity. So I came up with like an idea at the end of this meditation session, only like, I don't know, 15, 16 minutes long. And it's, there's a lot of deep breathing, so it's not boring at any point. It's not just silent for 16 minutes. It's Wim Hof, man. So it's all about deep breathing. It's charging your body, then holding your breath and charging the body again. Yeah, so there's a lot more excitement to it because, I think I would get bored with meditation. Do you mean my mind would wander too much and I'd be like, actually, I'm just going to get up.
Yeah.
So at least with Wim Hof, it's... there's a lot more to it. So I'm distracted all the time, but still it's absolute peace at the end. And
that's what you want.
Yeah, and I did have absolute. I got this awesome idea that I'm still pursuing now.
Right.
That we might find out in a few months, maybe a year.
Wow.
But I just got this awesome, and I was like, that's it.
Wow.
Awesome. Yeah. And I'm really happy about that. And like, it's been a week now. I've had to consciously think about it and how it can work. And I'm like, yeah, it's perfect. It can work. It just aligned. It aligns everything.
Yeah.
And as soon as I kind of woke up from the meditation and I had that thought, I knew straight away, that's it. That was something special, very special. And I think meditation can do that for us, man. It can give us these insights. You will have these epiphanies.
Yeah. Because I think, very often, we're sort of embedded in a dream constantly anyway, while we're awake. So I can well imagine that meditation would be, well, you're not asleep and you're not awake, but you're kind of like going more into the dream state, maybe. Those things could emerge more. I can kind of.
So I think it's this weird hum between consciousness and subconscious.
Yeah.
I find it's kind of blurring the boundaries.
Yeah. It's similar. It's a bit like when you're just drifting off to sleep, but you're not asleep. A lot of weird things start coming into your mind. It's like, well, you were daydreaming. And now you're really going to start getting into the dream now. Look, and it's all just, whoa, this story's unfolding, and you're not even asleep. You just open your eyes and think, little story going on there, So
it's amazing stuff, man.
So focusing and paying attention.
So you're going to try and be more mindful?
I mean, I've been trying to do that for a year or so, but not, I've not been very good at it. But I'm well aware of its power and how it's transformed people's lives. I've heard some real strong testimonies from people just saying, I took this up and it's amazing, It's one of those things you think, it's probably life-changing. I'll do it one day. I'm too busy at the moment. And then you can't even go to the toilet with your phone. It's ridiculous. Everything's so noisy, Oh, I'll just wait for the kettle to boil. Just check that on Amazon.
I think you said
doing that.
When it's so funny. I know I had something to do. It's probably message you, and I picked up my phone, and there was another message or something. So I just deleted or whatever, and then just put the phone back in my pocket. Yeah. Completely forgot why I went to the phone in the first place. That happens, I suppose, for everyone all the time. Yeah. But yeah, I want to. I've noticed that that power, man. I've had a bit of insight into these awesome testimonies that you've seen about life-changing techniques with meditation, life-changing results. Yeah, I've noticed it recently because I've only started meditation recently in the last 2 months. Seriously, maybe in the last month, getting into it more seriously because you start to notice the effects. Yeah. So I'm just saying this to myself now. James, you need to meditate more, man. Because days can go by, a week, even 2 can go by, and you haven't even given them any thought to meditation. No. Or given thought, but again, you're busy, work and everything's going on, blah 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 blah. Yeah. It's so easy, to get distracted. Damn it.
Even the NHS have adopted mindfulness, I think now, and I mean, my perception of meditation was always, such a Philistine, but this kind of Eastern thing of your legs crossed, sort of rubbing your fingers together. Yeah. And in about 1996 or 7, I went back to my friend's house. And he said, he showed me his living room. He says, this is where Mum meditates. And it was incredible. It was like some temple. There's a fish tank. and this rug, and it just seemed really sort of like way out there to me when I was 10 years old.
Cool.
But very peaceful. I thought, yeah, that's kind of cool, but that's real deep stuff. I remember thinking I couldn't do that, but I'm glad that people in the West are starting to look at that now and be a bit more open to it, and inviting. And
I used to get annoyed, man, at like the practices, the tips for meditation, which was like sit with your back straight on a chair, and do all this stuff. You say you got the things, you got the perfect example with a crossed leg and the fingers and all that stuff. And that used to, because when I started looking at this in my 20s, I was like, you can do it anywhere. It's not about how you sit. It's about like just being calm.
Yeah.
And it's about letting your mind go.
Yeah.
And for me, my personality and energy levels, this Wim Hof stuff, meditation, that works for me. Mm-hmm. But maybe another form of meditation can work. As I was saying to you at the beginning of the podcast, man, this lady tonight just educated me a little bit and said there's so many forms of meditation.
Yeah.
And what I'm doing is one that focuses on concentration, because I think that's what I need to do more. I need to be more and more aware of every second. Going into silence and just constant silence to stop any cravings, because that's what I want to do in life. I just want to be eating as healthy as possible, so that's the reason I'm doing meditation. If other people have got different reasons, there'll be a different form of meditation to suit them.
Okay.
But the point being, like, however it works for you is fine. Don't sit on a goddamn chair with your back straight. Do you mean I hated that, man? It just really annoyed me. The whole it just looks too fancy.
Yeah.
It looks too different.
Stereotypical.
And it looks not ordinary and normal.
Yeah.
Meditation's so normal. Just do it. You're meditating in the position every day when you're lying on your damn couch.
While you're walking down the street.
Yeah, well, maybe.
You can do mindfulness.
Yes, you could, definitely. Yes, that's a really good point, man.
But ideally, you'd be able to sit down.
That's even better, man. Mindfulness, even when you're walking.
Probably not when you're driving, but...
Let's get us there. I thought about driving.
But yeah, walking down the street.
When you're walking around the street, just being mindful.
Waiting in a queue.
Yeah, well, when the opportunity arises...
In a cafe having coffee by yourself.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's something I like to do.
But every evening it's easy just to like, goddamn turn the TV off, and if I'm lying down, just do these breathing exercises, man. It's so simple. It's
terrible that people can't sit still, isn't it? When you think about it,
it's madness.
Like, can you just sit there for 5 minutes? No, got to pick that up and check that now, and it's like, got to do something. Just do nothing for 5 minutes. It's really nice.
Really good tips.
Yeah.
Stop moving.
It's healthy.
Stop doing stuff.
Just shut up.
Shut up, man.
Like those Australian guys said.
Yeah.
They're meant to be really good pool players, by the way. The Aborigines. My uncle, when he was in Australia, said he played pool with some Aborigines, and they said whoever wins get the drinks, and the game was over in like 2 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, they just caned my uncle's and his friend's ass,
I was going to say a good way to end the podcast is just going, just shut up, man.
Just shut up,
Jim.
Yeah.